The football world cannot allow us to land Alexander Isak. Just for the sake of football, this cannot happen. But for Liverpool, it will be the stuff of dreams. I'm going to be talking about Alexander Isak, what he is as a player, how good he is, the links that he has. Obviously, Liverpool are heavily linked with him. Why is he linked with Liverpool? Why Liverpool needs him, whilst why Newcastle has no reason to sell? And where do I personally think Isak will end up at the end of the transfer window for this summer? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, which will be down in the description below. And yeah, man, keep subscribing. More videos on the way. So yeah, man, let's get into this. So Alexander Isak, I think is pretty clear as to how good he is, how important he is for Newcastle, and he's one of the very best strikers in world football. I have him as top 5 strikers in world football because he can do everything. He can score all types of goals. Left foot, right foot, top corner, bottom corner, headers, volleys, chips. And not only that, he can link up play very well. He can drift to either the right or the left to affect gains. He can drop deep to link up play and play some brilliant through passes to his teammates. Yeah, man, he's just a complete striker. And there's no secret why Newcastle set a hefty price tag on his head. Pause. Because he's irreplaceable for them, in my opinion. The stuff that he does for that football club. And yeah, man, it's pretty telling because in that Carabao Cup run, he showed up when it matters, man. Got the goal in the semi-final against Arsenal. He's the only striker I've seen this the season I just went that bullied Gabriel and Saliba all by himself. And them two are regarded as a pairing, the best partnership in the Premier League. And what Isak done to them, he made them look like Titus Bramble and Richard Dunn put together. Like, it was murder what he was doing. And obviously, Newcastle went to the final. And unfortunately, he dunked on us in the final and he done the celebration. Yeah, that was the one thing that I did not want to happen. Do not allow Isak to score. And he scored and he done the celebration, which is now viral. But you can't hate on Isak, man. He's a brilliant, brilliant striker. And let me go you through statistics that he's been getting since he arrived at Newcastle back in 2022, I believe. Because he's been consistent, you know. This is not just this season that he's blowed up. So in the 22-23 season, he got 10 goals and 2 assists. Obviously, he played 22 games. He might have missed a couple of games due to injury, but that's still a good return for his first season. Obviously, he got the debut goal against us. He got the brace against Tottenham. Like, he scored some big goals that season. Then the 23-24 season, that's when his numbers just went up and his performances went onto a different level. Oh yeah, I forgot. Back in the back end of the 22-23 season, you got one of the greatest assists in Premier League history against Everton, where he just destroyed 2 to 3 Everton players on the left hand side to set up Jacob or Josh. One of the players he set up for the goal. Don't know which one it is, but yeah, man, it was ridiculous assist that he got. And back to the 23-24 season, 30 games he played, 21 goals, 2 assists. And his big game record against the top 6 is actually good. He scores against Tottenham, he scores against Manchester United, he scores against us, he scores against Arsenal, he scores against Chelsea. So it's not a thing. He's not just a flat chat bully. That when it comes up to the big games, he rises to the occasion, innit? And in total, he has 25 goals and 2 assists in all competitions back in 23-24. So, like I said, his performances and his numbers started to go up. And then this season, that's when the whole world took on notice. Because he got 23 goals in 34 games he played this season and 6 assists. So, in total, he had 27 goals and 6 assists in 42 games in all competitions, including the goal against us in the Carabao Cup final to help Newcastle win their first trophy in over 40-odd years. And there's no secret that they have a banner that says Alexander the Great, because he is one of the best players in world football. What he does with a football is just the stuff of dreams. So why are Liverpool linked with him now? That's the question. Liverpool are linked with Alexander Isak because they believe that he is the missing piece to a brilliant puzzle that we have at the moment. Because our team, we just come back off winning the league. And in my opinion, our team we have a very, very good team. But Isak is that missing piece to the puzzle. Because you can see last season, if Salah wasn't performing to his elite level like he normally does, it was very hard for us to score goals, and it was very hard for us to win games because Salah was on a crazy run of form to the point that teams realised that if you stop Salah, you pretty much stop Liverpool, and that's exactly what happened. And I don't want us to have that same problem for the next upcoming season because I believe teams will get better. So how do we address that? We go out for a striker. There's been talks with Ekitike, which people think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, he's a good footballer, Ekitike, but he's not clinical number one, and he's not the finished article, and he massively performed under his XG. And to me, that's a big thing for me, because as a striker, the overall play is a bonus, but when you're clinical, for me, you can solve all sorts of problems in a football match, and that's what Isak is. He's clinical, Ekitike is not. And that is why, that's one of the reasons why we're linked with him. And the other reason why we're linked with him is because he's one of the very best strikers in world football, which is obvious. And after that Carabao Cup final, which he scored against us, the link started to get stronger. But it came at a time when Newcastle was pushing for Champions League football, and it's a thing where if they hadn't got Champions League football, we would have been in a very very good position to actually take this link seriously in terms of Isak. But ultimately, Newcastle got Champions League football, which makes stuff even harder for us to even entertain talks of Isak, because Newcastle has no reason to sell. Newcastle has a very good team with very good players, especially that midfield. And Isak is pretty much the piece to that puzzle, isn't it? That he solves pretty much every problem they have. And when he doesn't play due to injury, it shows. It shows because they're very light up front. And speaking about Isak's injuries, I think Isak does pick up injuries. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's injury prone like that. I just think like over the course of the season, he does tend to miss a few games due to injury. But with a good medical team that we have, I'm sure if it ever happens and he does link up at Anfield, our medical team will do very well to manage him physically. But back to the whole Newcastle thing. Newcastle got ambition. They just won a trophy. They'll have the confidence to go push on for even more trophies. So why would they sell? They got Champions League football. He has 3 years left of his contract. They have no reason to sell. And they have every right to ask for the price that they're asking right now, which is rumored to be around 150 million. So, yeah, man, it's very difficult. But the reports that I've been hearing is very conflicted. Because I'm hearing reports that, obviously, Liverpool are willing to break the British transfer record for the second time this summer for Alexander Isak. I'm hearing that Isak is the dream signing, but it's complicated. I'm hearing that Newcastle insists that he's not for sale, and rightly so. So, there's no secret that Liverpool really wants Alexander Isak, but it is difficult. It's very difficult. But the rumours are not going away. That has me thinking the impossible might actually be possible. Might actually. If I have to give a percentage, I'll say 10%. Because Newcastle holds all the cards. They hold all the cards. So, just to really touch on Isak before I end this video. Yeah, his big game record is a joke. Absolute joke. And what Isak will bring to Liverpool, if it ever happens, is so much fluidity in the attack that it will be virtually impossible for teams to handle. Because if you start up on the low block, we'll have the players. We have the players now to break down the low block. But with Isak, it comes easier to break down low blocks. On the transition, deadly. Defensively, we can do a thing or so because Isak does work hard defensively. And the attacking force of Wirtz, Gakpo or Diaz, Isak and Salah, that is crazy work. With McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai doing stuff in midfield. With Frimpong and Kirkes bombing forwards. With Van Dijk, Konate just cleaning up house and Alisson in goal. That would be illegal. That's illegal. So that would be top 3 sides in world football comfortably. But that's dreamland, innit? It's the dream, innit? But is it going to happen? Me personally, it's not impossible. And I do think there's a slight chance of it happening. But ultimately, I do see Newcastle keeping hold of Isak this season. I genuinely do. Next season, though, that's where things could escalate quickly, innit? Because he'll be under 2 years left of his contract. But as far as this summer goes, I do think he stays put. And we'll go for other targets like Ekitike. But, yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on the Isak situation. Why is he so in demand? What he will bring to Liverpool if he ever comes. Why Newcastle in no rush to sell, why we want him so badly. And all I can say is Isak were to leave Newcastle this summer, there's only one place he will go, and it won't be Arsenal. It will be Liverpool Football Club. So the impossible might actually be possible, but I do think he stays at Newcastle at the end of the summer. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. New video out very soon. And until then, thank you guys for watching.